everyone, it's Sarah here from Spiritual Events and Directory. How are you all going? I am doing a pop-up live to introduce the lovely Raelene and to let you guys know that we actually have an online expo happening on the 29th of March, which is very exciting. It's called SED Virtual Spiritual Marketplace, and it's Australia's first fully online psychic and alternative expo, which is even more exciting. And Raelene's one of the speakers. So I asked her if she'd come on and have a chat to you guys, just to let you know what she'll be speaking about on the day. You do have to also register in order to be part of the expo. So I've got a link in the blurb. So just click on that and register and get involved. It'll be awesome. I'm really excited about it. Like, totally online. You don't have to leave your house, which I like. That's really why I'm doing it. All right. So we've got the lovely Raelene. Hi, Raelene. Thanks so much for coming on today to have a chat with me. How you going?
Namaste. Thank you for inviting me. Oh, it's good. It's all good. Everything's good.
Everything's always good. It's always good, yeah. Raelene, firstly, can you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so talking about myself. Well, first of all, what do? I'm an author. I am a corporate speaker. I actually I run events. Yes, that's my book. I run retreats, international retreats to sacred sites. I'm a soul mentor, and I do a lot of one-on-one work with people around their beliefs and stepping through this huge, big change, this dimensional shift that we're all going through. So, I'm really in the whole energy field, consciousness field, fifth dimension, visionary, all that sort of stuff. And at the end of the day, when people say, what do you actually do? It's that whole thing around, how do you put yourself in a box that doesn't exist?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's I can talk about the things that I offer, but it's not really everything that I do, because that's still unfolding. I still find new things.
Yeah, awesome. So what will you be talking about at the expo? Just so don't give your whole talk.
No. I'm really excited about this because, as I said, I do a lot of speaking in the corporate world, and the awakening the tsunami of the awakening that's just taking off now is massive. And there is a lot of ways we can deal with it, navigate the whole process with real simplicity. Because basically, at the end of the day, we were born for these times. We have got all the skills in our DNA. We have the information. We have access to the multidimensional aspects of ourself, which we forget that we are, because we are that now. And so my talk will be about finding those tools and skills we already have, accessing them, loads of practical things that cut through the old paradigm of this intense going back and rehashing and reliving and reworking and all that intensity, which now we don't really have the time to do that. We've got to keep focused on who we're becoming and where we're going. So my talk is a lot around that and why things are the way they are and what's down the road. And, it's just a really big thing about information. Sarah, my big thing with people is self-knowledge is one of the greatest acts of self-love. And the more we can know about ourselves in our full capacity and all the things that we don't even know that we can do that we actually can, our life then becomes this incredible pathway of adventure. That's how I see it.
Yeah, exactly. So do I. And I saw a post that you wrote was a while ago, and I thought it's so true. And you just said it then about not going back into the past, and trying to heal. Because I know that I do that as well. I sometimes go back and I try to. And when I read your post, I'm like, it's so true. It's like, just from now, let's move forward. Yeah.
Well, do you want me to share that experience?
Yeah.
About what happened? Well, it was about September last year, and I was at home doing whatever I do, and I heard this really loud click, like bang, bang on either side of me, but it wasn't in my energy field. It was outside of my energy field. And straight away it's like, this is me. And then I felt these waves that just come right in. And I sat there and went, okay, this is not just me. This is universal. What's this about? And I heard this message. I'm going goosey talking about it. I heard this message said to me really clearly, the consciousness only moves forward and out. It's only moving forward and out all the time. It doesn't put on a handbrake and go back to when you were 3 or 6 or 7 to sort things out. It keeps moving. So the doors got shut that day. I heard this, this loud click, click. And what I was being told was the doors got shut for us to continually go backwards and forwards. So and I'll talk a little bit more about that at the talk, but as consciousness is moving forward, whatever comes up for us, whatever triggers us in the moment, the choice is I can step back, and that's a lot of energy for us now to go backwards and forwards, or we can stand in the moment and go, who am I becoming? And what's my step? And so we don't have the luxury of time at the moment with the shifts going on to be going backwards anymore. We just can't keep doing that. We've got to keep moving forward. So that's part of the stuff I'll be talking about as well, the importance of that, and a really fantastic practice to help people do that, because once you do this simple practice, oh my God, everything changes. It's great.
Wow, awesome. So you're going to have some tools that we can implement straight away. That's really cool.
Absolutely. That's what I'm about. Simplicity, efficiency, effective stuff, and it has to be time efficient. So people don't have time to dwell on things for so long anymore. So I'm really good at finding the way through, get to the heart of it, the truth, but then move through it.
Yeah. Awesome. Alrighty. So we got a comment. May I have a card? Well, we're going to do some readings a little bit later. Let's talk firstly about your book, Alchemy of Awareness. So I've got a copy here, which has been signed by you. So thank you for that. So I've had I was honest with you. I said I haven't read it all because I'm one of those people that flick through, have a read, put it down. But what I did read of it, I just thought was amazing. And it definitely is a book. I think that you can do that anyway. You can just flick through, have a read, what you need to know. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So and it's just it just seems like it's like a bit of a guide and a life guide.
Yeah, look, you can treat it like an oracle as well. You can actually, hold it and go, okay, whatever's going on. Oh, I need an answer today. I need some guidance. I need some support. What is it? And open it at any page, and it'll be everyone that's got it is saying, oh my God, it's always perfect. It's the type of book you don't have to read from start to finish. You can pick it up and just read a chapter. And at the end of each chapter, there's a beautiful, powerful declaration to do. And there's also loads of activities to really embody whatever the chapter was about. So you can do it as once a week, 52 weeks is 52 chapters, once a week for a whole year. I have got people in the leadership world who are using the book in their training, and just recently, which is I'm a bit excited about, I had a big corporate conglomeration have just put my book on their recommended reading list for the people. It's quite a big group, so that was a bit of a surprise as well. So it's simple. It's really simple, because that's what people want now. They want to know, this is what my issue is. How do I change my perception? How do I shift from my old way of thinking into a new way of being? And that's what this book is about. It's that shifting from one paradigm.
Yeah. It's great. And you do a lot of, you were just saying before we went on live, you do a lot of talking to the corporate world as well. So you speak in front of lots of people in the corporate. So what do you do there, Raelene? Like if somebody invites you in to do a talk, what do you talk about? Consciousness and all that stuff?
I do. It's like mind blowing. It's I got invited into it quite a few years ago, and then from there I've been invited to others, and it's just a beautiful thing. But I go in there and I talk about soul, consciousness. I talk about the paradigm shift. I talk about meditation, conscious mindfulness. I talk about all the things that are what these people, even though a lot of them are maybe not quite awake, what I actually do is, my role is to go in and plant seeds. So I can talk to, there could be 800 people in the audience or more, and I plant seeds. And they may not, some of them get it straight away, and at the end it's hard for me to get away because they all have questions I want to ask, which is fun. But some people are like, no, not my stuff. But guaranteed 6 to 12 months later, they're ringing me going, it's time for me to work with you. Yeah. So it's that, but it's really about helping people remember that they have everything they need within. It's all there. And what are they actually seeking? What they're seeking, in this world is Is it their truth? Is it their journey? Is it their calling? Or is it something that they feel that they need to be doing to be deemed as successful or whatever it is in the world? So yeah, I love it. I go in there and I do blow fuses, and a few people get very emotional, but it's fun. It's really good fun.
Yeah, no, really good. It's awesome that you're in there planting the seeds. That's fantastic. So obviously the person that books you is obviously quite aware and wants you to plant the seeds for them. Yeah, because it just seems a bit like out there that somebody that's talking about consciousness in the corporate, you know, like I talk about it everywhere I go. I forget that because this is my life the same as you, you know, like spiritual events and all my friends and everything. It's everyone that I know is spiritual. So I forget when you go out, like I talk to a doctor and I just talk to them, you know, like this, you know, that they know about consciousness and talking to the universe and angels and stuff as well, you know. It's like I forget there's those other ones out there that don't sort of get it.
Yeah,
so
but
that's really
you know, Sarah, that is a thing for me. That really, when I hear people saying that, it's like, well, hang on a minute. We're in this world, we're speaking what we love and our passion and our soul, the rest of it. Because people aren't doing what we do or living that way, does that mean they're less spiritual? You know, like I use this example of a person I've known for a very long time who used to lie on the couch eating peanuts, watching TV day in, day out, drinking beer, and that's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to do anything else ever, and gamble, basically. That's all he wanted to do. And I early years, used to think, oh, what a waste of space, blah, blah. You're very judgmental from that spiritual aspect. And then I looked at him and I realised, you know what? He knows who he is. He knows exactly who he is, and he doesn't have to be anything else. Is that not being a spiritual way of living? You know, so you know, I find it really difficult now where I'm at in the world to use that term, because I believe we all are. We're just at different levels of awakening. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was saying they don't really understand what I'm saying. Like, you know,
I do.
Or something.
But you know, it's great when you're sprinkling that out in normal everyday, and I'll use the word muggles in Muggle land, because it is planting seeds. Because curiosity will come up. Well, what do they mean by that? What's that about? Curiosity. And then the next time someone says it, straight away it's like, oh, someone else said that to me. So, you know, we're all planting seeds, really.
Exactly. No, it's very good. And so many people, more and more people are waking up, which is really cool. All righty. Do you want to do some cards now?
Sure.
Wanting card readings? All
right. Well, I'm not really great at looking at all the names, so I'll let you give me the names and I'll go for it.
Yeah, no worries. So you just want their names?
So first of all, what I'll do is I'm just going to show everyone. I need to say this. I'm using, where is it? Awareness cards. They're one word. What I do want to say is, if you're wanting a prophetic thing, I am not your person. I am all about you finding your own answer and your own truth, but I'm really good at giving you a nudge or a little awareness, a moment of awareness for you to actually trust yourself a little bit more to get your own answer. Okay, so I might just give you something to have awareness around with whatever's going on in your life. That's my gig. I'm more about empowering and not
predicting any future.
All right.
Alrighty, Marlene was the first one. She just said, may I have a card? So
who was it? Marlene.
Yep.
Okay, this is for Marlene. Oh, they're jumping around. There's a bit of action here, All right, here we go. This is for Marlene. What's this say? Retreat. Oh, that's interesting. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So all that means is, what I want to say, the first feeling I'm getting for you around this is green time, which means unplugging. 2 hours a week, unplug and go and hang out under a tree, or go to the beach, or go to the park. Or it just feels, as the cards were all jumping all over the place, there's a lot of brrr going on up here. And to get the answers that you're wanting, or to really start to listen to what's trying to come through, I feel like there's something that's trying to be made brought into your awareness, actually, but you're not hearing it because your mind's too busy. So you need to retreat. You need to just pull back a little bit and have some quiet time, nature time, and just let the answers bubble up, because they're there. They just can't get through with the way your mind's working. Okay?
Yeah. Alrighty, Christine.
Here we go. And look at that. Again, retreat. Retreat.
Message for all of us.
Isn't that interesting? Well, we're in a Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
And it is very mental, and everything that, that can go wrong or get delayed or whatever is happening. So again, it's, it is really important for all of us to make sure that we have this downtime. And I don't mean we can lie on a couch and do Netflix if that's your gig, but green time is disconnection from phones, computers, TV, anything digital, just really breaking away from it. And it's very restorative. When we go on retreat, we go to renew and restore ourselves. So giving ourselves little mini retreats through the week, doing the same thing. Okay, so that was for you.
Lovely. Alrighty, now we've got Trez.
Okay.
Or Trez, yeah.
Breathe. Oh, where is it? Can we see that?
Yeah.
Breathe. This is one of my favourite things to do.
I think it's all about, well, it should be all about.
It's my favourite thing to do.
Don't breathe for another life.
The thing with breathe, I'll just say this to Tress, was it? Tress?
Yeah.
Breathe. It's the, when we're first born and we're earthed and birthed, the first thing we do is inhale. It's our first thing, and that's our anchoring. And the last thing we do when we leave is we exhale, and that's when our soul leaves. So you can look at life as from the minute we're born to when we pass away, that's one big universal breath. We're breathed in and we're exhaling. And then in our everyday life, we have all the little breaths, and all those little breaths are the same as a big breath, except they're really micro. So every breath we take is an opportunity to change. Every breath is a new life, is a new moment, is a new experience. So learning to work with our breath, to shift our dynamics, to shift our brain mind action, to shift our nervousness, to anything. We just stop and take that breath, connect to it. It is the answer to everything. It's what keeps us alive, as we know, but it's also what takes us through life. And we've got to learn lots and lots of ways to love our breath, and our breath is a bridge builder. It's a big bridge builder. So I would say for you, take whatever it is going on in your life, I'm hearing right now 3 breaths before you do anything. Just 3 breaths, get really solid, really grounded, really in your heart, and then respond or then take action. So that's for you. All right.
That's fucking for everyone.
Yeah.
Because if you freak it out, the thing you don't do is you just go, stop breathing.
Yeah, that's it. That's the panic. We don't breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, Deborah.
Here we go, Deborah. Oh, we got Shadow here. Shadow. This is another really cool one. All I want to say with Shadow, it's, there's a lot of energy put into it, and people go into the dark side and all the rest. All the Shadow is, it's just where light isn't shining. That's all it is. So when we look at if we're walking on the street, we're between the sun and the footpath, we have a shadow. It's because we are blocking the light coming all the way. So it's our shadow. So in our everyday life, we have things that we hide away within us that we don't want to recognize. We push them to the edge of our life, don't want to know about it. So it lies in the shadow. And really all they are parts of us that need more love and attention. That's all they are. And when we start to look at them and bring them in, or align with them or understand them, they actually become our greatest allies, and they actually help us have way more strength and courage. So whatever you've got going, feeling like, that there's bad stuff going on in your life, just stop, take a breath, pull back, retreat, and look at it and go, is it really bad, or is it just my perception of it? And what steps can I take to actually look at what it is and see what the lesson is? Because often our shadow will come out to play because it's begging us to pay attention. It's got something to teach us. So we don't have to, we need to actually run towards it. And it makes us more bold. So that's shadow for you.
Oh. You're so wise, Raelene.
Oh.
You are. You've been doing this work for so many years, though.
Decades.
Yeah.
I've done a lot in my life, and you get to the, basically, I have people saying to me all the time, Sarah, you need to teach people what you do, like with my sessions. And I always say, How do you teach people how to trust? Because that's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, when you're with someone and you get an intuitive hit, or you get a feeling, or you get a vision or something, when you are in full trust, you can't help but share it.
Yeah.
But when you go, if you've got it, and then you go, but who am I to say this? And I haven't done the training, and I haven't got my level 4 test, I haven't got my certificate here. You know what? That's really, that's shadow. That's getting in the way. That's stopping you from shining your light out.
Yeah.
So, you know, trust is a really big experience for us all to step into. And I think the biggest thing, you know, that I really need people to understand is our soul knows where it's going. It wrote the story. It wrote the path. It wrote the whole, all the moments in our life, the traumas, the conjunctions where we're supposed to remember who we are. It's all there. And all we're doing when we go into not trusting is we're letting our mind get between us and our soul.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. So true.
It casts a shadow. It casts a shadow of doubt. That's all it does.
Yeah.
So work on trust.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
And there's a chapter on that in my book with a fantastic process around trust too. It's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put a link to your book too in the comments. Or
right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No problems at all. Alrighty. Where are we up to? Did I say Kirsten, or was it?
No, I haven't heard that one name yet. Kirsten.
Okay, Kirsten.
This is for Kirsten.
Oh, it's her first time.
Oh, one's just jumped out, and I have to bend down and get it.
Oh, kill.
It's a beautiful one. Oh, here we go. I had to jump out. It flew out of my hand. Look at this. Blessing.
Oh, blessing. And it's her first time watching too. First time here.
Yeah. Wow. Well, what a blessing to have you here, and what a blessing for you to have found this this site and be able to participate in all the beautiful gifts that Sarah brings to us all. I mean, there's some amazing people that come on here and share all their gifts and their information. So blessing, what is a blessing? Look at the blessings in your life. That's the one thing most of us forget. We're so quick to pick out what's going wrong. We're so quick to whinge or moan about something that isn't quite right. Stop, take a breath, retreat, and look at what the blessing is. You know? Yeah. Look at your blessings. Have gratitude. You know, that's what that is, gratitude. Beautiful. So, yeah, blessings. Look at the blessings that are, you know, in your life. Be grateful for them, and more come. More and more and more drop into your life.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's your blessing.
That is a blessing. Yeah. Okay, so we've got next is Magdalena. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. Magdalena, and I don't have my glasses on either. I don't want to put them on. They're like these small little blue things. Oh God! You hit 40 and you need glasses.
Oh God, I know. It's really interesting. It's really fascinating what our body does. It really is. You know,
it's just a belief, Raelene. You would know this. Is it a belief? Do we think once we hit 40, we go blind? You know, all these things happen.
Well, it's ingrained in us, isn't it? Because when you look back historically, because I really like to look back at big pictures. I like to look at, you know, the cycles and the patterns in life. And when you look back to, you know, like 1,000 years ago or more, people didn't live much past 40.
Yeah.
You know, the life expectancy was quite short because men were off pillaging and plundering and raping and murdering and warring and all the rest of it. They were doing all sorts of stuff, and they were, you know, dying, and women were left in villages to raise the children and live in villages, but there was so much expected of them, and they were vulnerable. So life expectancy was not long. So for us, 40, somewhere in our DNA from those ancient times is going, oh, I've got to slow down.
Oh, there you go. See, so wise.
And then, oh no, I won't go into the relationship side. Back up. When you go to that part, that is like, oh my God. Okay. So who am I? Magdalene, is it?
Yes, that's the one.
Magdalene. Solitude. Magdalena. Solitude. There we go. Pop that up there for you. So solitude is just that, having quiet space for yourself. And it means, and I'll, you know, if you're going for a walk or whatever, do it without your pets. You know, this is an interesting thing. People say, oh, I go out by myself and I take my dog for a walk. And it's like, no, you're actually doing that for your dog. When we talk about solitude, we're being with ourselves. No other stimulation. things that you're thinking about or worrying about or having to serve or attend to. It's about you. So solitude it can be 5 minutes. It can be first thing in the morning, hand on your heart, closing your eyes, breathing just for a few minutes, being with yourself, really connecting in. And in that moment, you actually are setting yourself up for the day. You're actually really pulling all of it. So finding times of solitude through the day is very rejuvenating, and it just reminds you, here I am, what's going on? Yeah, I need space. And that's one thing I've noticed, especially this year, more so than last year, more and more people saying, I just need space. I just want time for myself. I need to be on my own. So this is a nourishing thing. Solitude is a nourishing moment for ourselves, where we're with ourselves and our God source or our divinity or whatever you want to believe in. You're giving attention to that. And that's a very profound thing you can do for yourself. So find moments to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
All righty. Who we got? How long you got? We've been on for half an hour, Raelene. So you tell me.
I can do another 15 minutes. I've got food in the oven. It won't burn.
Yeah, no, I can. Chill. All righty. And just while we're doing this, I was just going to ask you, because I might forget at the end. Tell us, so if somebody wants to come and work with you in some way, how can they do that, Raelene? And what are your sessions? They're soul sessions, did you say?
Yeah, I do. Well, self-discovery. It's the first session with me. I call it self-discovery. It's like a good 2 hours, and it's all sorts of stuff. It's the frequencies running you. It's your spiritual wounding. It is your emotional shadow life. It is the other shadow stuff going on, which it's information. And we can find core beliefs and a really clear idea of what's going on on the planet, what's going on in us, and where each person I'm working with, where they are on that map, so they can see what work needs to be done to get moving. So it's very intense. That's a 2-hour one. The 90-minute sessions are frequency work and energy work and stuff like that. And there's a lot of information, but each person goes away with a set of liquid crystals, if that's what I feel they need. They often have a process they need to work with, and they're simple, like declarations to do once a day. So there's a lot, and everything is very I'm very, very intuitive. So I actually can see into someone's energy field, and I can see where their beliefs are locked or triggering things. And sometimes it's connections to things, long time ago. So I don't go big onto past lives. I don't get hooked in that. But what I do see is soul influences. So, if you've had a inverted commas a past life experience, it's what was going on with the soul at that time, and what influence is affecting you in the now, without doing the whole big story. So we work with a lot of that and shift things. And look, I can't even describe it because I'm in a zone. I'm not freaking out, and my eyes aren't rolling back in my head, and I'm not spinning my head around. I'm talking like I am right now, but it's like everything opens, and I just have this incredible clear vision of whatever is going on for that person, and it just pours out of me. So they're the sessions, and they're all on my website. And you can email me, through my website. I am on Facebook. Medicine for Your Spirit is my site. And I do a lot of lives on my Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely go over. I should have tagged. I don't know how to tag, but I'll tag after this. I'll tag your page. But if anyone does want to work with Raelene or anything, just message Spiritual Events and I will connect you with her.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. I have got some online courses coming up soon, and I am starting a podcast. It's ready to launch shortly.
Ooh, cool. Are you interviewing people?
I'm starting off with a whole lot of stuff that I have to get out that's coming through, and then I will start interviewing. But I've been interviewing people, on Facebook Lives for ages, and really amazing people that I've interacted or met or worked with or spent time with as I've done my travels. I like because they've got really expansive ways of being and thinking. So, there's going to be all that sort of stuff, but it's planting the seeds. I've just got to go to a different level of planting seeds.
Exactly. And as I keep on saying, you've got so much wisdom that you just have so much to share anyway with everybody. So that's really exciting. I'll definitely be listening to that. I love you. I think
Thank
you're
you.
amazing.
Oh, Les, I think you're amazing. What a visionary.
Yeah. Well, we all have our gifts, don't we? Yeah. So, okay,
Right.
good. Alrighty. So the next person is I've probably lost what we're up to now. Sorry, guys. Shelley Henley.
Shelley. Yeah, this one's jumped out for Shelley. Honesty.
Ooh.
Ooh. Now, this is a little bit different to being truthful. We can all have our own truth, and our own truth is really it's a unique thing for each of us, but we often don't talk about it. We don't live it. Honesty is a way we start to communicate our truth in a gentle way. So, something's not quite right. So instead of going, these are my freaking boundaries and you can't do this, which what someone's truth might be, it's like, oh, you just not do that.
Yeah.
Look, honesty is, it is speaking up for yourself, but there's a gentleness with it. There's a real gentleness around being honest. So whatever it is that's going on in your life, just be honest about it. Like, let your truth tell you what it is, and then sit in the solitude and sit in the honesty of that and find the best way for that to communicate. And that's simple. It's just, honesty is that a moment of saying, I need to communicate this. So what are the right words? What are the exact right words I can use that will be translated so this person or this situation I'm in will hear what I'm saying?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, because I was just thinking, what about if you said it nicely and everything and they're still not hearing you, and that's what brings the frustration. So, yeah.
So you ask for the words for whatever will make that person or situation hear what you've got to say. And then you're really standing in honesty. Truth is, to me, standing in your truth is almost like being a warrior. And honesty is that it's like a bridge. I want to translate it, but I don't want to be forceful with it. I just want to be clear. So that's the difference. So honesty for you, mate.
Yeah.
See, I'm dropping everywhere.
Alrighty. Barbara Brown.
Barbara. Oh, excuse me. That's something that happens. There's some energy stuff going on with this person. I can feel it. And often, for those of you who might be shocked at me burping, if anyone ever works with me, it's like being with a bloody fisherman, because I burp a lot, because it's how the energy shifts. I won't hang on to anything. It just transports through me.
Yeah.
So for Barbara, the word is simplicity. And that's something that we're all being called to do more and more of, especially in 2020. There's 3 words really governing 2020, and it's patience, perseverance, and practicality. And one of the things inside all of that is simplifying our life. What track are you on? Are you on your track, or are you leaking energy or getting distracted or being pulled into other stuff that has nothing to do with you? When we're staying true to who we are and what our soul calling is, or our soul pathway, it's simple. Life becomes really simple because we know where our energy is going. We don't have to let it randomly be given out. We actually are very discerning, and it keeps us potent and it keeps us aligned with what we're here for. So simplicity, clearing out the junk, clearing out the crap, simplicity in what you've got going on around your life, getting rid of clutter, clearing everything out. This gives us more space. When we've got a lot of clutter around us, we can't think properly. We think we can, but we can't. As soon as we've cleared things out, everybody says, oh my God, I feel so much better. I feel lighter. Space. So that simplicity is like that as well. So that's for you. And for people who are really, they don't know where to start, if there is a lot of clutter, a really good technique is put your timer on for, say, 15 or 20 minutes, no more. Pick one thing. Linen cupboard, kitchen cupboard, set of drawers, something, and just go there and clean stuff out. And when the alarm goes off, close everything and walk away from it. If you try to do everything, a whole room, you're just going to get distracted.
Yeah. Cool. Your volume's just gone.
Oh, has it?
Oh, there you are. You're back. I've noticed that it's come and gone throughout, but that time, we lost you for probably about 2 seconds.
Oh.
You're saying about the drawers, so just put the timer on and, don't do a whole room at once.
No, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, any cleaning out once a day and you'll get everything done. It's really, really effective and you don't get distracted, you don't get bored, you don't get frustrated and you feel like you're actually achieving. It's a really good.
And you're not overwhelmed because you think, oh my God, I'm not doing it. So if it's just like 15 minutes, you'll get it done. Yeah, that's really good.
That's it.
All righty. Okay. So Angelique. And I realised I said Shelley before and it was Sheila. I'm so sorry. I really do need to wear my glasses. I have to get prettier glasses so I can read them when I'm doing these slides.
Well, you never know. Maybe intuitively she might be called Shelley. You don't know.
True. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So who's this one for, did you say?
Angelique.
Angelique. Angelique.
Yeah. I think that's how you put it.
Angelique. Here we are.
I'm not a speller or a reader.
This is humour. Look at this. So beautiful. Humour is, being able to laugh at yourself, being able to see lightness in situations, being able to see the fun, bringing fun into something that's a bit tense. Bring some fun into it. Be playful. You look at what kids do. They just bring fun into stuff so quickly and everything moves. Everything shifts really, really quickly. So finding humour, and if it's something that's missing in your life, then get on Netflix and pick out those comedy shows and watch them, because when you get into the habit of feeling like fun, you want to have fun. So, whatever it is haven't got in your life, give it to yourself first, and then you're able to share it with others. So that's for you, bringing some more lightness and a bit of fun into your life.
Awesome. Cool. Alrighty. And we've got Florence.
Straight away you think of Florence Nightingale, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I love
it. What a woman Florence Nightingale was. Wow. What she saw and what she did and how she served was so freaking incredible. Okay, this is for Florence. Kindness. Oh, isn't that funny? We're talking about someone who's kindness. So kindness starts with yourself. It starts with yourself. And it's one of the things, that I really love the Dalai Lama's simple wisdom in life. And he always says, his religion is kindness. And when we start exercising kindness, it's not just compassion, it's conscious compassion. It is knowing that when I'm being kind to someone and to myself, there is a big ripple effect. Well, there's always a ripple effect. But the acts of kindness, they open our heart. And none of us know what's going on for anybody else in life. And sometimes we get irritated and frustrated with people in our lives, family, friends, kids. And really, sometimes all they really need is just that, I need to be quiet, and what's the kindest thing I can do here? What's the most gentle thing I can offer? So, and the more we practice that in ourselves and have awareness of that, we start treating ourselves that way. And then it just becomes not something I have to think about doing. It just becomes an action that you normally fall into. It becomes a new habit. So kindness, acts of kindness, they talk about random acts of kindness. Such a great thing to do. I remember, this is so funny. When I was over in New York a few years ago doing a presentation over there, and this particular day I went for a drive, had my car, driving along one of the freeways, and I went through a toll, and it was so expensive. I think it was $15, and this was a few years ago. And I just thought, I'm going to pay for the person behind me. So I just paid and kept driving. And then driving along, and it was a 5-lane freeway, and there's cars everywhere. And there was this car up behind me, flashing lights and zigging in and out of traffic. I didn't even think. I used to do that here all the time on the tolls down on the Gateway Bridge. And I didn't even think about it. And then, this car, I could see this car, moving around and flashing lights, and it was tooting its horn. It finally got up beside me, and they were all screaming at me, "Thank you, thank you." But you could see that that was just something that was beyond. And and that's when those types. I'm not saying everyone go out and pay someone else's toll, but sometimes if you're feeling a bit generous, or you've got a bit of you've had a little gold lotto win, $10-15 or something, if you can prepay a coffee for someone, or sometimes leave what I like to do around Christmas time is get some of my purses, because I pick up little cheap purses through the year, put a few dollars in it, like $1 notes, $5 notes, and I just leave them in where I know the homeless people are. And it's just doing little things, not for reward, not for being celebrated. It's just That's generosity. And
Yeah,
that
it makes you feel good.
kindness is an act of generosity of spirit. And God, the world needs it right now. We all need to be more generous of spirit right now.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
there you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've done the paying the coffee at Zarappa's. I paid for the car behind. I'd
Yeah.
wanted to do it for a while, and I felt really nervous about it. Like, I don't know. And I'm just like, one day, no, I'm doing it. And I had the kids in the car too, so it was really cool. So they got to witness that as well. So,
It's
yeah.
good, isn't it? It's that just generosity of spirit. And if more and more people get onto that, just imagine the beautiful outflow of love that goes on from that and the gratitude. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my auntie had someone pay for her petrol. She lives in Darwin, my mum told me. She's like, she had somebody pay for petrol, and she ran out there going, I've got my own money. You don't And the lady's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, and that shows where, you know what the problem is? We can be generous of spirit, but where a lot of us are blocked is in being able to receive it.
Receive, exactly.
It's the receiving that we have to master.
Exactly. Yeah. That was life-changing, actually, when I realised that. Just say thank you and accept what's being trying to be given. Yeah. Alrighty. Melissa Island.
Hey, Melissa.
She agrees as well. She says you're amazing, and she can relate to you. And
oh, blushing.
Yeah.
So Melissa. Here we go, Melissa. Light. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Oh, it's all back to front, isn't it? Light. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can. Yep.
Light. So we are beautiful, divine drops of light. It's our soul. Light and our light being. It's just like whenever the light comes up, I just feel it expansive. So what I want to say to you, Melissa, is the more you honour the light that you are, the more that you realise that there is this unique spark of divinity that's just you, and it's not replicated anywhere else in this whole universe. And your job as that divinity on the planet is to radiate that and shine that. That's expansive. And when we actually own that, that's all I need to do. I just need to get on with this now and shine me, open me up. You become this beautiful, expansive being, and it's just through light. And that's the big transformation we're having at the moment. Our light bodies are so, what's the word? Are just pumping at such a high frequency and trying harder and harder to anchor in. And the only way we can anchor more of it in is to lose some of our physicality. And that's density of thought, density of actions, density of living, carrying too many issues, too many problems, getting back to what we said at the start. Who am I becoming? That's the way of the light. So for you are being called, start looking at the light that you are, your uniqueness, and be confident and trust enough to find ways for that to be expanded into the life, because people need it.
Alrighty. Wow, we might leave it there. Thanks so much for coming on and having a chat. It's been awesome, and sharing all your wisdom with us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So you can see more of Raelene, obviously, if you go to her, and the book, if you connect with her on her Facebook page, but also at the online expo. So Raelene will be talking for an hour, so that's amazing, and she'll be sharing tips and tools that you can implement straight away to, move forward and all the good stuff. So thank you.
Navigating.
Yeah. I know, I'm thinking, what's the right word there? Thanks for that. And tomorrow I'll be back at the same time, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock Queensland time, with Michelle Scott. And so Michelle is also speaking. She's doing a workshop at the expo, so she's going to have a chat about that and also do some numerology readings. So that's
beautiful.
Cool. A little bit different. Yeah, she's awesome too. All right, so that's it. So, make sure you register so you get involved with it all. And I will see you tomorrow. And thanks again, Raelene.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. And I'll see you all at the expo.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.